Hello friends, welcome to Magical Studies. So today we will begin part 2 video of the chapter number 1 of geography. So today we will start types of resources. So on the basis of origin, there are two type of resources, biotic resources and abiotic resources. Biotic resources, these are obtained from biosphere and have life such as human beings, flora, fauna, fishes, livestock, etc. In short, we can say the things which are living things are known as biotic resources, which we can use them. Abiotic resources, all those things which are composed of non-living things are called abiotic resources. For example, rocks and metal. In short, the non-living things which we can use is known as abiotic resources. For example, rocks, metals, etc. Now, on the basis of the exhaustibility, there are two type of resources: renewable resources and non-renewable resources. So the definition is the resources which can be renewed or reproduced by physical, chemical, and mechanical process are known as renewable or replenishable resources. For example, solar and wind energy, water, forest, wildlife, etc. The renewable resources may be further divided into continuous and flow. Continuous and flow is not in the syllabus, so we have to only learn the name of these things, and these can be renewed. For example, wind, solar powers, and forest, which can be renewed. For example, if the for example, we take the example of solar and wind, they will not exhaust, they are inexhaustible things. Now, non-renewable resources, these occur over a very long geological time. Minerals and fossil fuels are the example of such resources. These take millions of years in their formation. Some of the resources like metals are recyclable, and some like fossil fuel cannot be recyclable and get exhaust with their use. For example, fossil fuel or petroleum. Petroleum is an exhaustible resource which can exhaust with their use. And then on the basis of the ownership, there are four types: individual resource, community owned resource, national resource, international resource. Now we will start individual resource. These are also owned privately by individual. Many farmers own against the payment of revenue. In villages, there are people with land ownership, but there are many who are landless. Urban people own plots, houses, and other properties. Plantation, pasture land, ponds, water, wells, etc. are some of the example of resources ownership by individual. So this is the definition of individual resources. For example, we own our private property, like we have houses. We can nowadays we can own islands also. So this all come in the individual resources which we can use. Now, community owned resource, these are resources which are accessible to all the members of the community. Village common grazing ground, burial grounds, village ponds, etc., public parks, picnic spots, playgrounds in the urban areas are de facto accessible to all the people that are living there. For example, community parks, we can go to the park which are nearby. So these are all community government parks. We can all go in that particular place. These are not private. Now, national resources, technically all the resources belonging to the nation. The country has the legal power to acquire even the private property for public goods. You might have seen the roads, canals, railways being constructed on the fields owned by some individual. Urban development authorities empowered by the government to acquire land, all the minerals, the political boundaries, areas, and oceanic area up to 12 nautical miles from the coast, termed as territorial water or resources, therefore belong to the nation. So the things which are present in a country or the coastline, it is mentioned. So it is a definition we have to learn. Otherwise, it's a wildlife, all the mineral present in a country, wildlife, land, political boundary, and water is also mentioned, 12 nautical miles. So it is all the national resources. In short, all the resources belonging to the nation. Now, international resources. These are international institutions which regulate some kilometers of exclusive economic zone belong to open ocean, and no individual country can utilize these without the occurrence of the international institution. So it is international resources. So the oceanic area is here 12 nautical miles of the exclusive economic zone. Now, on the basis of the status of development, potential resource, developed resource, the resources which are found in a region but have not been utilized, for example, the western part of India, particularly Rajasthan and Gujarat, have enormous potential for the development of wind and solar energy, but so far these have not been developed properly. For example, there is a widespread of these resources. For example, if we go in the eastern part of the country, there is deserts, Rajasthan, Gujarat, sorry, the western parts of the country. So these all are having the sunlight. It is very hot there in Gujarat, Rajasthan side. It has enormous of sunlight, so we can use it by using solar panels and all. The wind energy there, the wind is also good, so we can establish the windmills for our use. These are known as potential resources, but there is not such much uh, there is not they are not much developed so that we can use it for our usage. So these are potential resources. Now next is developed resources. Resources which are surveyed and their quality and quantity have been determined for utilization. The development of resources depends on the technology and the level of the feasibility. So this is developed resources. Now there is stocks, materials in our environment which have potential to satisfy human needs, but human beings do not have their appropriate technology to assess these is include among the stocks. So we can't use this. It satisfy the human needs, but we do not have the appropriate technology so that we can make the use of those resources. So these are stocks. Please do like, share and comment to my channel. Thank you.